Ross. He's always here, holding his sign. You're a real activist. You're like the top.
They're looking for volunteers to hold these big signs.
Well, I got to hold my camera, so.
Hold up the shot.
And here's Jeff's girlfriend. Happens to be nice. He actually got a good girlfriend. Can you believe it? That nut got a good girlfriend. How you doing? I like your haircut.
She probably hasn't known him very well, right?
Bobby Kennedy Jr. or is this great?
No, that would be the junior.
This is Bobby Kennedy Jr.
Real Kennedy. I've never seen her.
Oh, I have. I used to see them in Hyannis when we were going.
Oh, but Bobby Kennedy Jr.
This is Bobby.
This guy. But
yeah.
not
Carolyn Kennedy. John F. Kennedy.
Wow.
Yeah. Way back.
John F. would be long.
That's one time. I was a little kid. My dad actually knew.
No.
What is it?
Filling out here.
Let me hold this for you, Ron. Beyond Coal, folks.
Beyond Coal.
Okay, we got to cut so we can throw this out. No, that's right. It's not my problem anymore.
Looking at the size of the crowd that is gathered here today, it is clear that big coal companies did not do their homework when they decided to ship coal through the Pacific Northwest right through the heart of Oregon. So what we're talking about is over 150 million tons of coal per year being strip mined in Wyoming and Montana and then coming through Oregon and Washington on 30 coal trains per day. These are uncovered coal trains spewing toxic coal dust and diesel pollution about 1.5 miles long every single day, 365 days a year.
Well, this thing's got a great zoom on it.
Now, these coal trains would be coming through dozens of communities in the Pacific Northwest, from Spokane through the iconic Columbia River Gorge, Vancouver, Longview, communities up and down Puget Sound, as well as right here in the city of Portland. In fact, here in Portland, we'd be looking at 12 coal trains per day polluting Portland neighborhoods. But these coal companies have a big problem on their hands, as we can see from the size of the crowd here. They have no idea how hard we will fight to protect our health, to protect our clean air and water, and to fight for environmental justice. As many of you know, Oregon and Washington are two states that are literally leading the nation in shutting down our only coal-fired power plants because they are bad for our lungs, they're bad for our water, and they're bad for our climate. If coal is too dirty to burn here, it is simply unacceptable to be shipping it overseas to China. As you can see from all the banners around us, there is a growing movement called the Power Past Coal Coalition, and many of you today here, individual citizens, who are fighting hard, and we are winning. I want to recognize some of these amazing groups. We have the Sierra Club, Greenpeace US, Climate Solutions, Friends of the Columbia Gorge, Rising Tide, Oregon Physicians for Social Responsibility, and Fighting Strip Mines, the Western Organization of Resource Councils. We also have the Waterkeeper Alliance Conference going on right now here in Portland. Waterkeeper Law. And there are waterkeepers across the West who are fighting to protect their water bodies, their rivers, their sounds, their lakes from coal export, including keepers for the Spokane River, the Columbia River, Puget Sound, North Sound Bay, Lake Pend Oreille, as well as the Cook Inlet Keeper in Alaska. Right here in Oregon, on the Coos Bay, we also have the Coos Bay Waterkeeper. So we have an amazing lineup of speakers this afternoon, both local and regional, as well as speakers, and of course one of the most preeminent national environmental fighters, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. So to get us started, it is my privilege to introduce the chair of the Multnomah County Commission, Jeff Cogan. He is a lifetime community activist. His accomplishments include reforms to the business income tax, growing fresh fruit for the Oregon Food Bank on surplus county land, as well as fighting crucial efforts to support our returning veterans. Please join me in welcoming Jeff Cogan.
Hi, everyone. What a great turnout. Thanks for coming out. So a core part of Multnomah County's mission is protecting the public health. And we take that role seriously. That's why we've been working hard to improve our local air quality by reducing diesel emissions. That's why we've been working to protect our residents by reducing toxics like BPA and benzenes. And yeah, that deserves it. But come on, reducing toxics! Come on! It's also why we've partnered with the city of Portland to make the most ambitious climate action plan in the country. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge my partner and environmentalist partner at the city of Portland, Commissioner Amanda Fritz, who's here with us right now. And protecting the public health is why I'm here today. I am deeply concerned about these plans to ship 150 million tons of coal a year through the Columbia River Gorge and through our community. If it's approved, we're talking about as many as 50 coal trains, 1.5 miles long, going through the Columbia River Gorge and through Multnomah County every day. 50 coal trains, 75 miles of coal trains. It's going to turn the Columbia River Gorge National Scenic Area into the largest coal chute in the nation. And it's going to be exposing our local communities to significant health risks. Coal is dirty. It's full of toxic chemicals like mercury and arsenic. And don't believe that just because these coal trains are passing through our community that we don't have a health risk. We do. The simple fact is coal dust leaks off these trains in large quantities. BNSF Railway says each coal car leaks off 500 pounds of coal dust in each trip. And we're talking about tens of thousands of coal cars going through our community. This is nasty stuff, this coal dust. Just last week, PGE said that they didn't want a coal terminal near one of their power plants because the coal dust is too dirty. But just think about that for a second. Just think about that for a second. Coal dust is too dirty to be next to a power plant, and they want to put it through our neighborhoods. Is that okay? That's a terrible idea. And I haven't even talked about global climate change yet. Climate change is something we care about in Oregon, and we've made real progress in reducing our greenhouse gas emissions.
Well, I moved to Oregon in the 1970s because I was looking for the clean environment and the progressive ideas of this state. Today we pride ourselves on fostering clean and renewable energy, such as wind and solar power. Our one coal-burning power plant, as you have heard, is being shut down within the next decade. Yes. Take a step backward into the 19th century fossil fuel. Other than nuclear energy, coal is the dirtiest, most toxic fuel on the planet. Why would we want to promote the use of coal when it is harmful to everybody along the line? Not only its workers, but all the people that live alongside the train tracks and near the mines and the barges and the loading docks. Coal dust is a major health problem for people with allergies, asthma, chronic. It seems like nobody really wants a coal export terminal next to them. And so how are the trains and the barges going to be powered through our communities? Oh, well, it's going to be with diesel, which is a known carcinogen. And the coal then they get shipped to Asia not only harms the residents of China and India, but it also comes back to haunt us in the form of these toxic emissions, such things as mercury and sulfur dioxide and nitrous oxides and ozone and 50 other toxic chemicals will be coming back here. What happens is it lands from the atmosphere onto our mountains, onto our land, and then these toxins run off. And the water is needed for our fish, and for watering our crops.
Hell, you got one?
And for our reservoirs, and for hydropower.
What?
Also predicted are more frequent and severe forest fires, increased forest pests and other diseases, and more violent
traveling next to the Columbia River. The coal trains take coal to Centralia, Washington, and on to Vancouver, Canada. This roundabout route is because Canada does not want dirty coal spreading toxins and dust on Canadian land. Canada is more than willing to let coal destined for Canadian ports dirty the Columbia River and most of the state of Washington and Oregon too. The coal passes 100 feet from my back door, blowing coal dust into my yard. Coal dust covers my plants, killing some and smothering others. I must wash my patio each day. I can't have my windows and doors open because the coal comes in the house. We removed a tree last year due to coal dust damage. I have severe allergies, and my allergies are getting worse. Coal dust is harming the residents in Washington State, the smallest and most vulnerable. Our children will suffer long-term health issues.
Over your ears like this, yeah? And let's hope that we never actually have to wear these in Oregon or Washington or anywhere. Or in China.
She's funny.
All right, are we ready?
Where are you? I have no idea. Somebody up in that building taking a picture of it. Oh man, it's not those guys
three,
there.
We're gonna say no coal again. 1, 2, 3. No coal. Thanks everyone, and bring these to the next rally.
Thank you. Our next speaker, I'm honored to introduce Paul Lumley. Paul is the Executive Director of the Columbia River Intertribal Fish Commission, and he's also a member of the Yakama Nation. Paul Lumley.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here and to see my good friend Amanda Fritz from City Council.
Why don't you ask him something substantial? I'll ask him exactly. Ask him. He'll know what I'm talking about. I don't care about that. I care about him as a
Warm
mayor.
Springs, Yakima, and Nez Perce. And each of our
I know what to
have
ask
treaty
him.
rights that were signed with the United States in 1855. Those treaty rights we reserved our right to harvest salmon. And we can't let that right ever slip. And when I heard about these coal trains coming through, I remember when, as a child, fishing along the Columbia and seeing coal trains coming through, and they even come through now. And when they do, coal dust drops everywhere. And our fishermen fish right on the river, right next to these tracks. And a lot of our tribal fishermen have to cross the railroad tracks, and some of them die. And with all these new trains coming through, they're probably going to have to build new tracks, making it even more dangerous for us to exercise our treaty Indian fishing rights. I remember thinking about watching the news not too long ago when I heard the phrase clean coal technology. What a joke! Coal is dirty and it's disgusting. And they want to put that in our communities. We need to say no. What does coal do to our climate? It makes it worse. We all know about climate change, the challenges we have ahead of us. We all invest all of our money. You all invest your money.
Mr. Smith, can I ask you a question? Blogger Jack Bogdansky did an article about you. Did you read it?
He's done several. I try not to. He hates my ass.
He hates you? You think it's a personal issue?
I don't know.
So are the allegations true about the speeding tickets and the DUIs?
DUIs? Never had a DUI.
You had some kind of speeding problem?
Sure.
And it's multiple
Yeah, I had bad driving record.
Yeah.
But no injuries, no drunk driving, no drugs, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Just tickets that I was late on paying.
So how many tickets did you have?
And the two most important people right now.
Cares?
I don't remember.
Good to see you down here.
I care. That's who cares. I'm just curious because I'm a voter. How many are there?
Cast your vote how you need to. I think in the last 5 years, maybe two. In the last 15 years, more than that. There's several years where I had to go backwards.
All right. What's your position on the rail expansion? The light rail.
The only candidate that's opposing it.
Opposing it? Oh, that's good. And increasing bus service. Stop the rail. I'm not a conservative, by the way. We're just looking at judgment issues. Everybody makes
I'm just glad to
mistakes.
see you down here.
Yeah.
How you doing, man? You got
All right, well,
the last
thank
10
you.
days. You're almost done.
But it doesn't mean we naturally should use more black cone. We are on our way to seek brightness with our black eyes. We will work with our partner waterkeeper groups and stand with you in fighting for clean energy, clean water, clean air. We hope every single decision we make, every single speech we deliver, and every single action we adopt today is leading to solutions to no pollution, clean world for us, for our generations in the future. Thank you.